According to the BBC, one of Britain's best new buildings is a mosque. The extraordinary Cambridge Central Mosque has geometric columns. These are made of timber trees, which form the structural support for the roof. So I'm just going to share with you just a couple of minutes of this BBC article, a BBC news item.
The RIBA Stirling Prize for Britain's best new building will be announced next week. The shortlist includes a footbridge in the southwest of England, a boat museum in the Lake District and a university building in southwest London. Over the coming few days, we're going to look at each of the 6 buildings on the shortlist. Today, it's the Cambridge Central Mosque, which features geometric columns, timber trees, which form the structural support for the roof.
When you enter this space, it feels very other and hopefully uplifting. I don't think as architects we can hope for anything more than that, really. My name is Julia Barfield. I'm one of the co-founders of Marks Barfield Architects, and we are the architects of the Cambridge Central Mosque. We hadn't designed a mosque before, so of course we did a lot of research to find out about mosque design throughout the world, and what we discovered was that historically and globally, mosques generally took on the character of the place that they were in and the time they were in. So what should a British mosque of the 20th century be like? David, my partner, was the one who came up with this idea of the glade of trees and the garden of paradise. Trees in this glade of trees became these structural trees. This is an entirely timber structural building. Timber is beautiful, it's very sustainable, but also it's got that connection with nature, which is in Islam very important. That's also one of the kind of features of this place, is that you naturally somehow look up, which seems appropriate for a sacred space.
It's a space that's used by the whole community, not just the Muslim community. The idea is that the mosque is not just a place for worship. It's so lovely to see. There's that sense of pride and ownership from not just Muslims in Cambridge, but also the wider community too. You're sort of met with this immediate calm and sense of peace, and it's something that visitors get to experience once or twice if they visit, but something I get to experience every day, so it's just phenomenal.
We've kept the energy usage down as much as possible, as well as trying to address embodied carbon in the choice of materials. All the rainwater is captured. It's used to flush the toilets and also to help water the garden. In a sense, we were trying to kind of combine the English sacred architecture with Islamic traditions.
We wanted to construct something that was a symbol of hope, that this difference is not just about problems of integration, but is about the inherent interest of bringing together different narratives, different civilizations, different ethnicities, languages, cultural communities. It's a kind of celebration of the very central contribution that Islam brings to the rainbow diversity that is what makes modern Britain so fascinating.
Muslim Islamic culture, it has been part of British culture for so long, and I hope this building reaffirms that. It brings the two together.
And one of the interesting features of this building is the fact that the architects were English architects. They've never built a mosque before, and they decided to combine the English style of sacred architecture with Islamic traditions to produce this amazing synthesis. And in their research for this mosque they were commissioned to build, they discovered an interesting fact which is worth emphasizing. And they say, quote, historically and globally, mosques took on the character of the place and time they were in. So mosques weren't sticking out like a sore thumb. They blended in with their environment, taking on the character of the buildings around them and the culture. What a beautiful idea. So one of the questions is, what should a 21st century British mosque look like? And I think this, if there's going to be an answer, this is going to be it. It's such an extraordinary building. And one of the key concepts the architects mentioned, you can see this in the video, is this idea of a glade of trees and the garden of paradise. And of course, paradise is a key concept found in the Quran, and it is like a garden in many ways. And it exudes calm and peace, both in paradise and in this mosque, as the people who go there will tell you. And if there is a future where the best of British or English architecture and the best of Islamic architecture can come together in this beautiful synthesis, this has got to be it. So all credit, all kudos to the English architects and to Professor Tim Winter, who is the genius behind this project at the University of Cambridge.